I'm riding around the countryside, gonna go have a coffee. I listened to part of Sam Harris's podcast. He was talking to Peter Bergen about Afghanistan. I had to shut it off because for me it was just not interesting. He started with the usual preamble about the left thinks this about Afghanistan, you know, they're all savages, we should kill them all or whatever. And the left thinks that America is a terrible place and Western civilization is horrible. And the right thinks that they're all savages and should all be killed, kind of thing. Very simplistic, very shallow, a very thin veneer, layer of the whole story. I don't know why he keeps doing that, you know. It's just not interesting at all. He likes to say boring, and I have to say that's a boring way to start the podcast. Peter Bergen, he's not my favorite guy. You know, he works for CNN. Okay, CNN's not all evil or anything, but, you know, the kind of opinion that's going to come from a person like that is predictable. And I've read a lot about Taliban and Afghanistan, and it's just sad that that he couldn't talk to somebody else that I would have preferred. But I'm sure his super fans don't care. They're probably happy with Peter Bergen. Then I got another message from a friend of mine who thinks that the vaccine doesn't work and that people are stupid to get vaccinated. So I saw this opinion piece from the New York Times where they were in Arkansas talking to people about why they don't want to get a vaccine. And it's all about this kind of radical libertarian or individualistic thing where, you know, I don't think we should force people to get vaccinated, or, you know, we should all do what we want to do. And I have one friend from Romania here. Everybody else in Portugal that I know personally has been vaccinated, but I have one friend who's lived in Portugal for a long time, and he's from Romania, and he's in the building industry, construction industry. He works with a lot of Brazilians. I don't know if that has anything to do with his opinion about vaccines. But yeah, he was telling me the other day, I'm healthy, I'm young, I'm strong, I never get sick, I don't need a vaccination, they don't work, blah, blah, blah. All these, you know, usual stuff. And I said, well, maybe you'd want to get vaccinated so that if you're asymptomatic and give it to me, this old fart here doesn't die from it, you know, breakthrough infection. The odds of that are low, but you guys know all about this discussion. But the thing that I can't fathom is how people don't get the public health side of it. Here in Portugal, almost everyone's been vaccinated twice. People just get on with it. If they have to wear a mask indoors, they wear a mask indoors. It's not a big deal. We're all tired. We want the tourists to come back, just like everybody else. But it's really, you know, the infection rate is low here. The hospitalization is low here now. Things are opening up. I'm starting to feel there's light at the end of the tunnel, and I hope that's true. Everybody's gotten the jab here. People can comprehend the idea of doing it for your fellow citizens, you know? It doesn't matter if it's 100% effective or whatever. I mean, God, yes, you can get into the numbers and figure it out. It's not that hard. None of this information is secret. It's not being held in a vault somewhere. They keep good statistics here. You know, in America, it's debatable now whether they're keeping good stats or data on breakthrough infections and whatnot. But it's sad to hear people say, you know, I just raise my koi and hang out in the countryside and I don't really need to get vaccinated. And some other girl couldn't tell her mom she was getting the vaccine because her mom's anti-vax. So she had to sneak away and get it because she said she believes in public health. She thinks about other people. So she's a young woman, very young, probably a teenager, late teens. And she's just thinking, I don't want to be asymptomatic and give it to somebody. So I'm going to get the vaccine, at least it'll reduce that a little bit. There's a big debate about whether or not, how infectious you are after your vaccines. But anyway, wearing a mask and whatnot. People will never get it. My conspiracy-minded friends will never ever get that, because anything that comes from mainstream, anything anywhere in the world is all bullshit. And everything that comes from their sources is the truth. There's no nuance, subtlety, there's no real understanding of the science. It's just getting tiring. At the end of the day, you have to say to yourself, there's nothing I can say that will change anyone's mind, so you just do what you think is right and hope that we get through this globally. As far as the Afghans thing goes, people saw that coming from the 90s, this particular situation we're in now. Much has been written, much has been said, really scholarly stuff, really good investigative journalism. Even if you read things that bin Laden had written, his strategy for getting the Western allies into a quagmire and bleeding them dry. There was a long-term strategy behind all of it. So now all the different polarized, politicized cliques, you know, start hurling mud at each other, as if it makes any difference, you know? Anyway, if you want to learn about anything in this world, you can, if you're interested. If not, enjoy yourself, have a good life. What does it matter? I guess it really doesn't matter. All right, I'm going to go have coffee. I'll talk to you later. Buliamti, out.